I really don't know what else I'd do if I didn't shoot horses.
Too often we forget that while our daily lives grind along in a modern, high-tech, high-speed, high-definition whirlwind, there are still folks to be found out there who take the simple pleasure of slowing down and taking in life one day at a time. Folks who keep the world spinning, doing hot, hard jobs that most of us can't even imagine. Brice Chapman is such a man. We met him outside Lubbock, Texas, taking life one horseshoe at a time.
You know, this is it's such hard work that if you don't really appreciate it, then you could probably come to dislike it, but I enjoy it. I grew up around it. My dad was a horseshoer. How we got started was just being around it when we were younger, and 26 years later, I'm still doing it.
Brice Chapman loves horses. He loves dogs, too. Man and horse coexist, he says, to take care of each other. For certain, the horse is a firmly planted part of the human experience, and our language is filled with colorful figures of speech involving the stately beast. For instance, to put on a dog and pony show means it's a stylish presentation with little content. Or it could mean a Saturday night performance by Brice Chapman and friends at a Texas rodeo. Meet Brice Chapman Trick Roper with sidekick performers Sooner and Crossfire. It's an act that Brice Chapman has developed over the years for no better reason than he figured he could. He's been a roper since he was 4, and he just has a way with animals. Now, to the average audience, the show business glitz and glamour is a world away from real-life sweat and grit cowboys. Brice has even taken his show to the White House. But in Brice Chapman's mind, this is all just an extension of his everyday life in Lubbock.
I have some friends that spin a rope and they entertain. They call it rope artists or trick ropers or whatever they want to, you know.
What do you call it?
Oh, I just call it playing with your horse or your dog and cowboying around, just spinning your rope and having fun with them. The trick roping side of the business, I was left-handed, if you noticed. And when I was growing up, I was a little kid, and they said, we live in a right-handed world. Well, everybody kept saying, well, you're going to be a pretty good roper, but you need a rope right-handed. And then they'd say, well, if you're not going to switch, you need to jump through it and spin it and do a few more tricks and more maneuvers with the rope. So over time, I guess the joke was on me, and next thing you know, I was getting calls to go rope the mascot at a high school pep rally, and then I'd get out of school to go to the Ranching Heritage Center at Texas Tech. Next thing you know, it just evolved, and people would call you, and you know, the Lord sends those in your life that celebrate you the most, and my phone keeps ringing, and I'm blessed.
Back at the ranch, rehearsal days have become few and far between. Sooner is 13 years old. Crossfire is 19. Brice isn't getting any younger either, but within this trio is a calling, one to perform, entertain, and connect with each other and the audience.
If you're an entertainer, you have to grab people, all of them in a different perspective, where they're at. If you can grab that person and pick them up and then set them down and then do the same thing to this other person in a different light, in a different time frame in your performance, then you're doing. I think that you're successful in your job. It's relationships, you know, relationships with people, and then you know relationships with a dog or a horse. You know, you become friends with them. And a man told me out of Sarasota, Florida one time. He said, "Get you one good horse, and he'll make you a living."
Brice Chapman never intended to be a performer. He never intended on being a farrier. But life has a funny way of pointing us in the right direction if we will only listen. And for one tall Texas cowboy, life is good.
Really, it's just been a surreal life. After I was going to be an engineer, I thought about going to school to do that, and I just, something made me change my mind after a while. And you know, I had a few good horses and a few good dogs, and I roped a lot. And life always gives you a new direction, so I think you're supposed to follow it sometimes. It's kind of like a good buddy of mine, he's a veterinarian down at Colorado City, said, he says, the beauty of all knowledge lies within its application. And if you can't apply it, then you might as well probably be doing something different.
If you kept doing exactly what you're doing right now for the rest of your life, would that be enough for you?
I think so. I mean, I really, honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know what else I'd do.